Why, hello everybody, and welcome to the Truly Odd podcast, where we bring you the latest in game news and movie news. I am your host, Joe Garcia. So grab your controllers, get your popcorn, and let's go ahead and dive right on in, shall we? Now, normally I try to break it down into 5 topics for film, 5 topics for games, but today we have Gamescoms going on. So I have 3 topics for game, and Gamescom is going to be quite long because we have a lot of announcements and stuff. And even the article that I found doesn't list all the games that were announced. So there's so much going on in this week of video games. So let's go ahead and dive right into our video games topic, shall we? And our first topic of the day is the Xbox Handheld. The ROG Xbox Ally and Ally X will hit stores on October 16th. Let's go ahead and take a look at them here. Um, yeah, so if you guys didn't know, we got that. Now, sadly, we don't have a set price due to microeconomic conditions. Final prices and pre order details will be announced closer to the launch date around September or October. The device includes a handheld compatible program with handheld optimized and most comprehensive uh, badges, plus a Windows Performance Fit rating to guide player experience. Expectations. Forgive me, guys. I read that wrong. Anyways, but yeah, here we go. We're going to be getting the Xbox handheld coming out soon in this October. Everyone's assuming the price point will be around 500 USD, but after our last story of the day, that might have to go up. We'll have to wait and see. But if you guys are excited for this Xbox handheld and you are a fan of Xbox Game Pass, get ready for this to be released in October for the holiday season. Moving over to our next game news topic of the day, which is going to be our main news topic of the day. Gamescom opening night announcements, and we're already on day one instead of the live show. So let's go ahead and look at some of the games that have been announced. Now, we can't watch all these trailers or do anything crazy like that because YouTube is a bit of a bitch. But let's go ahead and take a look and comment on some of these games, shall we? Starting with a Black Myth Wukong sequel called Black Myth Zongkui. Forgive me if I'm saying that incorrectly, but this is looking like an interesting game. It is now, this will be our new protagonist. Let's go ahead and start this. Hopefully, they do have ads. Let's go ahead and mute that while we wait. But yeah, so we have a new protagonist that we're going to take over another myth being told from the Black Myth tale, which is really, really awesome. It's nice to have a new protagonist and kind of a new set still. Hopefully, we get Wukong in here at some point for a cameo or maybe even a playthrough. That'd be awesome. But it's not really much going on cinematically here. Sadly, I have to mute this because YouTube's a bit of a bitch. But we get a look at our new protagonist here as we go forward with this long sword here with the guys carrying it. He's riding a tiger. And I believe this is the new protagonist. I'm not exactly sure, but he looks awesome. Just the way that this looked, the art style, and I love the Black Myth Wukong game, so it's going to be awesome to return to this world and that gameplay style and check out a new protagonist. But let me know what you guys think of this trailer in the comments down below. Let's go ahead and jump over to Resident Evil Requiem, which dropped a trailer. This one's a bit creepy. Now, again, I can't show you guys everything, sadly, so we're going to go ahead and skim through some of the things here. Now, initially there was rumors going out that this was going to be a kind of like the Last of Us gameplay style, and I was a bit confused because a lot of the gameplay I saw here, at least from this trailer, that's a very cinematic trailer, kind of storytelling here. But from the, where is it at? There's a scene here where you follow your mother with the light. I think this is it here. They're kind of showing a first person perspective for the gameplay aspect of things, as you can see here. But it does look like that you will be able to change perspective that things go along through the game. You can choose first or third person. Here's some creepy stuff going on here. So yeah, very interesting things going on. A very interesting story. So I guess it will be able to get the aspect of either Resident Evil 4 in third person or Last of Us gameplay, maybe, if that's even still a case here. Or you can do first person like Resident Evil Village or Bioshock, but which is really cool. But let me know what you guys think of that in the comments down below and what you guys thought of that trailer. Moving on to our next one, I'm gonna kind of skip over this because Ghost of Yotei we already know is a thing. We've already seen many trailers about it, but I do want to mention one last thing that they did highlight at the end of this trailer here. If we can skip the ads, hold on, I'm gonna take a sip of my drink real quick. Ads suck, guys. But anyways, so at the end of this trailer, they do announce that Ghost of Yotei is going to have a Legends mode. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead here. We've all seen Ghost of Yotei trailers, so I'm not worried about you guys knowing that one. Go ahead and check it out. But yeah, we got a now Legends mode for Ghost of Yote announced is going to be coming in 2026, which is kind of goes based off what we discussed before, where it will not be launching with the Legends Road. It'll be a free DLC later down the road, which is awesome. I can't wait to play Legends mode. That's going to be so cool. We have World of Tanks Heat. I'm gonna skip kind of the ones that I'm not very interested in, but if you guys are interested, I'm gonna have all these articles in the comments down below. Excuse me, down below. So please feel free to go ahead and take a look at them at your own pace. We're gonna go ahead and jump over here to John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, which looks really interesting. And the fact that John Carpenter, if you don't know who John Carpenter is, he's a very famous director. He's done a lot of cool things, and I'm very interested to see what he does, kind of not spearheading a video game, but like kind of storytelling a video game. And this one looks pretty creepy and weird. A lot of gunplay here. Not very zombie esque, but more creature zombies. Not necessarily zombies in total, but yeah, it looks like a lot of cool stuff's going to be happening here with this game. But let me know what you guys thought of the Toxic Commando trailer. Moving on to the next game announcement, Project Spectrum has a reveal trailer. Now this one looks a little interesting. So from the trailer, it kind of tells one perspective of a gameplay aspect, and then you kind of reverse and go through it again, but from a different kind of perspective. Either you're the creature, or you're the human, or you're a bit of both. It's kind of weird what they got going on here with this trailer. As you can see here, it is a gunfighter. It does remind me a bit about Resident Evil. So you see here, you go through one aspect of the game, and then later on, after you deal with this monster, you kind of play it again, and now it's a different environment. Kind of have more, you see more of the the weirdness, the horror spectrum, and now you're kind of interacting with spirits and stuff like that. So pretty interesting stuff going on here. And there's also an aspect where you are a creature, like here, and it kind of coincides with other aspects of your gameplay. So you're traversing through this area, and now you see kind of yourself go through that, which is pretty cool. So I think that's a cool aspect of storytelling for a video game. So there's a lot that could be done with this, and it looks pretty interesting. But let me know what you guys thought of that one in the comments down below. Moving on to our next one, we got Everwind official gameplay trailer. If you guys are interested in that, we have Cult of the Lamb. We have World of Warcraft Midnight. We have Age of Empire 4. We got Survival Adventure Ensured Wake Water update announced. Damn, that's a long fucking title. Anyways, we have Cinder City official announcement as well, which this one looks pretty interesting. It, I don't know why it gives me Call of Duty vibes, probably because Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is really futuristic in its storytelling and stuff like that, but it does give me Call of Duty vibes, if this is the one that I'm thinking it is. I kind of skimmed most of these trailers as we went along, or try to watch all of them as we went along. Oh, no, sorry. This is the incorrect one. This is the one with the little girl. So I think we've seen gameplay footage of this in the past, but this one looks pretty interesting. Third person. Sorry, I thought it was a different game. But yeah, this looks really interesting as far as gameplay is concerned. Cool concept as far as I'm concerned. Kind of gives me Fear vibes a little bit with the little girl and the horror aspects of it. But of course, Fear was first person. But this does look interesting. It looks like cool kills, and it looks like a game I would definitely be interested in checking out. And I think this is a multiplayer aspect here that they're showcasing. At least I hope it is, because it's really cool to be able to go online and play with multiple players taking out environments like this, which would be really cool. And you know, they're showing different people's perspective. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of Cinder City. Moving on to our next one, which is La Divin La Divin La Divina La Divina. Jesus, I hate being dyslexic. Anyways, moving on. Let's go ahead and just take a look at this damn thing, shall we? I'm getting tired of these ads. I'm gonna start going ahead. We have Moonlighting 2, Endless Void, and a little glance at Kingdom Come Divinity. Let's see. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this, shall we? Oh, okay. I remember this one. So this one, the combat looks really wild. There's not much going on here, storytelling or gameplay wise, but if I remember correctly, this was saying that this is like in-game footage. If I don't know if they're gonna have it here. Maybe that was incorrect. But this look, yeah, in-game footage. See, so wild that if it looks like this and this is how the fighting style is for in-game footage. I'm sure that they just got rid of the hub, so I'm curious what the hub would look like, as far as if the game's gonna look like this without the hub. Excuse me, guys. I have a bit of a throat issue here today. But this looks really phenomenal gameplay wise and combat wise. I'd be very interested to see what other combat styles and what other weapons you'd be able to utilize in this game. But that looked really awesome in my opinion. Let me know what you guys thought of that one's in the comments down below. We're gonna go ahead and skip ahead here. Inzoli, let's see, Ninja Gaiden 4, which looks awesome. Since they got trailers here, we'll skip ahead. Outer Worlds 2, which sadly I'm not very interested in. I couldn't get into the first one for some reason. Cornus, which we've talked about before in the past, so we're going to skip that one. Silent Hill F has a bit of gameplay footage, which we'll check out right now. Hold on one second. Let's go back to this. Wait, where was it? Did it shoot me back up? Oh, it shot me back up. That was pretty cool. I didn't even know the website did that. We'll start doing that from now on. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4 looks really cool, really awesome. So many cool, awesome games. The weird part for me, though, is I feel like a lot of these games are becoming Souls-like. Not Ninja Gaiden 4, I'm not talking about particularly, but a lot of the other games we kind of looked at, you know, with the Black Myth Wukong one and things of that sort. But this looks really awesome. See the final boss here. I cannot wait to check these games out, man. I wish I had all the money in the world so I could play them all, and I wish I had all the time in the world, too, so we could do that. So we got Silent Hill F right here. Delta Force console launching, Fortnite, Unbeatable, first look at Time Taker. I have not seen this one. Excuse me, guys, my apologies. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. 1 second, guys, I'm gonna mute so I can clear my throat. All right, let's go ahead and jump ahead in this trailer here. You know, it says it's gameplay, but I feel like this is really all cinematic. I'm not really sure how gameplay fits into this trailer at all. You know, you see here, you're walking, but if this is how the gameplay, I'm assuming this is what they're talking about here for gameplay. You know, you kind of have like, they said it was like Souls-like in one of the articles that we read previously, but I very much doubt it. This seems really its own kind of thing. Very interesting. But yeah, I guess that's some of the gameplay there for Silent Hill F. Very interesting game. I've been getting really into horror games thanks to, you know, playing the Resident Evil franchise. Let's go ahead and move on here. We have a lot. Never the Ever. First look at Death by Scroll. We got Zero Parta. And forgive me, guys, there's just so much I can't cover them all like in one video because we would be here all day if we watched all these trailers and discussed all of them. So if there's something that you guys are really interested in talking about, go ahead and leave a comment and maybe we'll get together and we'll all discuss everything that we were interested in. Swords of Legend, this one looks pretty interesting as well. Let's go ahead and move world over there. Worldwide review of... Oh, is this the... Damn it. Which one was it? Is this a Civil War one with the creatures? I'm not sure. It's hard to remember which ones were which because I saw so many. But this one, I think we've seen this one before as well with the, I think this is the Korean game. I think this is expanded upon here. That or no, this is another Chinese Legend one. Sorry. See, as I said, there's so many games. This one looks gorgeous. I love the visuals of this. Like, even this Zorro looking guy here with the head. So cool. This whole environment, everything here looks phenomenal. And there's just so many games, guys. Like, what a ridiculous time to be a gamer. The only sad part is having to wait for all these damn games to come out. Routine, Battlefield, sorry, not Battlefield. As you can see, I got Battlefield on mine. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 I released a new trailer, which, you know, I'm not liking the way that this game is looking. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you guys think. But hold on, let's take a look at this one. Is this the Civil War one? Yeah, this is the Civil or Revolutionary War one, where like creatures are involved as well. This one looks really cool. It's from the guys that made Ghost Runner. Really interesting looking game here. I'd be definitely interested in checking this one out. A lot of games to check out, guys. Like, ridiculous amount. But yeah, I don't know what it is about this Call of Duty trailer. It just did not capture me. The Lords of the Fallen one Well, we didn't get gameplay. The cinematic trailer was just awesome, like the storytelling there. So if you guys want to check that one out, I highly recommend it. And actually, this one captured my attention. Road King. We're gonna take a look at that one next. I'm gonna skip the Lords of the Fallen one because it's just a cinematic trailer. We don't really get much gameplay as far as that's concerned. But if you guys are interested in checking it out, again, I'll have this all linked in the description. But as you see for the Black Ops trailer, pretty cool stuff. And where they lose me is with shit like this. Hold on. Let's see. They're kind of teasing the story, everything behind it, and like they're making it like what's going on? Like they get poisoned and now they're fighting in different environments and different worlds. Now I'm not sure if this is supposed to represent the multiplayer aspect, which is pretty cool. I think having environments like that are cool for multiplayer, but makes no sense if you can't get on top of fucking buildings. Sorry, I get tired of Call of Duty sometimes. But yeah, if this is the story mode, like also kind of confusing, like just maybe psychological warfare, I guess you can say. But other things too, like this ridiculous shit right here. Where is it at? I think it's gonna pop up next. We're like that's crazy. Okay, it's all in his mind, whatever. And I think this part right here, like this is what turns me off from Call of Duty. Like it's cool, the art's awesome, like the concept's really cool. I'm sure a lot of people dig it, but it doesn't feel like a shooter game, like a Call of Duty shooter game. It just feels Fortnitey, and I don't like that. I think maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just out of it, but I just don't like it personally. But if you guys dig it, I think that's awesome. More power to you guys. Entertainment is one of the cool aspects of the world where we all have our different opinions and our different feelings towards things. I might not like the way certain games look, and you might enjoy the hell out of them, and that's what I love about movies and video games. It's art, and it captures us all in different ways. And that's the best part about being a film and a video game fan. Now, let's go ahead and move on to Ride Kings, which I thought was pretty freaking interesting for some reason. We have Monster Hunter X Final Fantasy, a new Warhammer game. We got the Onishima game. So many damn games, guys. It's crazy what's going on right now. So the reason this one interests me is it looks like just a truck driving simulator. The guy drives and then he gets money, and then he drives and he gets money. But then they end it with this weird, like there's a storm and now you have to drive through the storm. So now I'm very curious as to what the gameplay for this is going to be. I think it's going to be chaotic and fun, and I look forward to checking it out, honestly. So we'll probably have to take a look at that when we get some gameplay footage of that. We're going to kind of go through here because we're getting up to it's like 16, 20 minutes talking about this subject. Oh yeah, they announced the Fallout 2 trailer there, which was really cool. And Void Break, what else? The Indiana Jones game, World of Tanks, and Demon Ex Machina, and a lot more, guys. This is just breaking the iceberg here. Like, not even. This is the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more yet to be announced, so much cooler things to look at. But I highly recommend you guys take the time to go to IGN or go to this website and take a look at all the trailers and see which ones capture your guys' attention the most, and let me know which one are you the most anticipated for. What I'll probably do is once Gamescom's over, we'll do a list of the top 10 most anticipated games that were announced at Gamescom. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Moving over to our last video games news topics of the day, because we had so much to cover today. And I think they try to release this right now because Gamescom is going on and they're hoping it gets lost in the news cycle, but I definitely wanted to discuss this. It looks like the PS5 is getting a price hike by $50 on August 21st. So Sony cites inflation, supply chain costs, and tariffs as a reason for the price hike. PS5 now costs $550. Now it's going to be $549.99, but I'm rounding up because fuck them. Anyways, a digital edition will be $500. The PS5 Pro will be $750. Price in other regions remain unchanged for now. So as of August 21st, so tomorrow, guys. So if you guys want to go get a PS5, you better do it now. Otherwise, the price hike is going to go up. Now, it makes sense. Inflations have been a thing. Not inflation. Tariffs have been a thing. So it's finally time for them to put the cost on the users and stuff like that. But seeing as how they've really tried to get games to be $80, I very much doubt that they're going to be making sales with these PS5 costs right now. Especially when we have a new generation of consoles coming out within the next 2 to 3 years. You might as well wait at that point, especially if you've already been playing PS4. Yeah, you're going to miss a lot of games, but when you get your new console for the PS6, you're going to have a lot of games to catch up on. So it all varies, but let me know what you guys think. Are you saddened that the price hike is going to be up by $50? Are you thinking this is ridiculous? Me, I think it's a bit late for this, and I can't believe they're already doing this. It's wild to me, especially this late in the life cycle of the console. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And that does it for our game news topics of the days, guys. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our movie news topics, starting with the Good Boy trailer that was just announced. Now, this sounds like a great movie and really cute, especially when you look at this beautiful picture. Look at that handsome dog right there. What a man's best friend, you know. But this trailer really shook me up when I watched it. I highly recommend you guys check out this trailer. Let me go ahead and break this down for you guys. Directed by Ben Longberg, forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Good Boy is a supernatural horror film told entirely from the viewpoint of a loyal dog named Indy, whose senses and battles dark. Oh yeah, who senses and battles dark forces uh, threatening his owner in a haunted royal home. Oh, rural home. Forgive me, I always say that word wrong. Anyways, after premiering at SXSW 2005, 2025, forgive me, guys, where Indy won the Howl of Fame award, the film was picked up by Shudder. Shooting over 400 days in Lindenberg's own house, the film was built around Indy's natural behavior, resulting in a hauntingly authentic portrayal, which is really cool. I think this trailer looks awesome. Again, YouTube, a bit of a bitch. I can't really show it to you guys, so forgive me for that, but I highly recommend you guys go to this article, click on the trailer, and watch it. It looks really creepy, and I really look forward to seeing this, and I hate seeing animals in danger or in trouble, so especially dogs, cats. Sorry, guys, I don't like cats. I don't mind them getting hurt. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Anyways, moving on. Let's go ahead and move on to our next movie news topic of the day. Looks like Justin Long and Kate Bosworth, horror comedy. Uh, Excuse me, guys. Am I reading this? Oh yeah, Justin Long and Kate Bosworth's horror comedy uh, Coyotes sets a fall release date. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. Directed by Colin Mehian. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong again. Coyote is a horror comedy about a family trapped in the Hollywood Hills, home by a vicious pack of coyotes. It stars Justin Long and Kate Bosworth, Mila Harris, Brittany Allen, Catherine McNarma, and Norbel Lee Butts. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing those name wrongs. I am very bad at names, as I've mentioned before. The film will premiere at Fantastic Fest on September 20th, 2025, and is set for theatrical release via Aura Entertainment on October 3rd. Written by Ted Darkhart and Nick Simon, the film is produced by Castor Studios and marks another collaboration between Long and Bosworth, who have also served as executive producers following their previous works on Barbarian and House of Darkness. I think this sounds like a really interesting movie. I'm a big fan of Justin Long. I think he's an underrated actor and underutilized. I feel like he should have been a bigger star than what he had been throughout his career. And it's nice to see him get his stride going with these horror movies that he's been doing. He even had a cameo in Weapons, kind of following the director from Barbarian. So it's nice to see him get his day to shine. And this does sound like an interesting concept with coyotes, which are all over the Hollywood Hills, kind of trap of family and, you know, hilarity and horror ensue. So I look forward to checking this out. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Does this movie sound interesting to you? And are you a fan of Justin Long? Let me know what you guys think. Moving on to our next movie news topics of the day. It looks like Jeffrey Wright and Octavia Spencer join Death of a Salesman. Let's go ahead and break down what this movie is about, shall we? I'm going to pronounce this lady's name incorrectly. It's this lady right here. I feel so bad for saying this wrong. Chinoye Chukwu. I hope I'm saying her name wrong, but Chinoye Chukwu will direct the co-adaptation of Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman with Pulitzer Prize winning Tony Kushner starring Oscar nominated Jeffrey Wright as Willie Loman and Oscar winner Octavia Spencer as Linda Loman. The film revisits Miller's 1949 Pulitzer-winning play, exploring themes of family, identity, infidelity, and the American dream through the lens of a disloyal, excuse me, guys, disillusioned traveling salesman. God, my dyslexia is kicking in hard today, guys. My apologies. But yeah, this does sound like an interesting project. I honestly don't know any other projects that this lady has directed. So let's go ahead and take a look at what other things she has worked on in the past, shall we? Let's see here. I'm going to pull up her IMDb and we're all going to go ahead and take a look at it, shall we? Let's see here. We're going to look up her directing credits. Till, Sorry for Loss, Long Walk. These are all shorts. I have not seen any of her movies, sadly. So hopefully she turns out to be a phenomenal director. I'm sure if Jeffrey Wright and Octavia Spencer are going to be appearing in the movie, they like what they're seeing in the script. But it does sound like an interesting concept for Death of a Salesman. Now, I have heard of the story a long time ago, but I never really looked into Death of a Salesman, so I don't know much about it. So it'll be an interesting project to see. And I think Jeffrey Wright and Octavia Spencer are phenomenal talents. So to see them put in a movie together would be phenomenal. Let me know what you guys think of this project in the comments down below. Moving over to our next movie news topic of the day. Looks like Harry Potter has some behind the scene images that came out. And I wanted to talk about the casting so far, because I don't really know who was going to play what and what has been done, because I haven't really had my thumb to it. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this right here. First off, there have been images of Hagrid and Harry walking through London, and a lot of people were very confused on why Nick Frost looked so weird. And the truth is, if you guys didn't know, this is a Nick Frost mask. A phenomenal mask. He looks great. These two dots are kind of to help with motion tracking. But this is the gentleman in this mask currently, who is a taller gentleman and was going to be portraying Hagrid for the wider shots and when he's supposed to be in camera. Here's Nick Frost on set. As you can see, I don't know if you could tell, but he is a much shorter man. As you can see, these guys here in the yellow standing next to this gentleman, as opposed to them standing next to Nick Frost here in the background. So yes, here's a normal sounding Nick Frost, and then if we see here is the gentleman with the Nick Frost mask on. So we're gonna get two people portraying Hagrid, which is completely normal. This is exactly what they did in the original Harry Potter films for the character of Hagrid and many other giant characters. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these behind the scenes footage. I think it looks phenomenal, and it's nice to see them actually start filming this movie. But the other thing I wanted to discuss, because there was a picture recently released of the Weasleys, which I have here in our opening topic here for Harry Potter, our opening image, forgive me. But yeah, I want to go ahead and break down who the cast is and what characters they will be portraying. As we know who our Harry Potter is. Forgive me, guys, again, bad with names, so let's go ahead and take a look. Harry Potter is going to be played by Dominic McLaughlin. Jesus, I hope I'm saying his name right. Originally, of course, Daniel Radcliffe. We got Ron Weasley is going to be played by Ulster Stout. Hermione Granger is going to be played by Aubriella Stanton. We have Albus Dumbledore going to be played by John Lithgow, which I love John Lithgow. I think this is phenomenal casting. I can't wait to see him in this role. We have Severus Snape being played by Papa. Oh my god, I don't know how to say his last name. Ezeldu. I hope I'm saying his last name right. Anyways, we have Professor McGonagall being played by Jeanette McTeer. We have, of course, Rubius Hagrid being played by Nick Frost. We have Argon Finch, Phil Finch. Am I saying that right? Yeah, Argus Finch being played by Paul Whitehouse. We have Professor Quirrell being played by Luke Thamon, 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 Tommen, Tommen. Anyways, moving on. We got Draco Malfoy being played by Lex Part. We have the Dursleys of mother and father being played by Belle Paulet and Daniel Redby. Redby. Let's see. We have Mrs. Weasley being played by Catherine Parkinson. We have Parvati Patley being played by Ashley Leone. I'm hope I'm saying these names right, guys. My apology. You know what? Mute me. Read this for yourself. Anyways, Simmons Finnegan is being paid by Leo Arling. We have Cornell Fudge being played by Burlet Carvelin. Let's see. We got Neville Longbottom being played by Roy Wiltment. We have Dudley Dursley being played by Atmos Kinson. We have Professor Hooch being played by Lewis Barling. And then we have something. Garrick Ollivander. Jesus, guys, my apologies. Being played by Atten Lesler. And, you know, him taking over for John Hurt makes a lot of sense. I think they look alike, and I think this is great casting, by the way. And then, of course, we got the Weasleys here from that image that I mentioned prior. We got, of course, Jenny Weasley, Ron Weasley, Percy Weasley, George Weasley, and Fred Weasley all here. And they're being played by Gracie. Jenny's being played by Gracie Coltrane. Fred is being played by Tristan Hardland. And George is being played by Gabriel Hardland. And Percy is being played by Royal Spooner. So we got our Weasleys. My apologies again, guys. Horrible with names, and I probably pronounced them all of them wrong. But I did think it was important for us to know who's going to be taking over what roles as of now. You know, I'm a big fan of seeing cameos and stuff like that, and sometimes I wish certain actors wouldn't mind like coming back to replies maybe an older version. Like I hope that Draco Malfoy's father is played by Tom Felton. I think that would be awesome to see that. And I think it would be nice to see Lily and James Potter possibly, or maybe James Potter being played by our original Harry, which would be really cool, Daniel Radcliffe. Just to see them in there, you know, as like really nice, fun send offs, their approval for moving on the franchise. I would love to see stuff like that, but who knows what they're going to end up doing. And hopefully, we'll end up seeing something fun like that happen throughout the series. We do have probably 8 or 9 years with these kids as they develop the franchise, and it's going to be nice to revisit Hogwarts in a new perspective and being told in a longer tale with the TV show. But let me know what you guys think of this casting. Did you like any particular casting? I think my favorite one would have to be John Lithgow as Albus Dumbledore, because I just love him. He's a phenomenal actor, and I think he's going to do absolutely great as Professor Dumbledore. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And moving over to our last movie news topic of the day, it looks like KPop Demon Hunters is getting a sing-along in over 1,700 theaters and has sold out over 1,000 shows so far, which is really awesome for them. This is kind of just blowing up on Netflix. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Netflix is partnering with major cinemas chains like Regal and Cinemark for sing-along screenings of K-pop Demon Hunters on August 23rd and 24th, making a rare theatrical push for the streamer. The animated musical features K-pop stars turned demon hunters as has become Netflix's most watched animated film and a Billboard charting topper with over 1,000 sold shows. and projected box office earnings of about 5 to 10 million in North America alone. So I think this is awesome. There's a big thing going around saying how Sony's only made $20 million off this movie, which makes a lot of sense because they weren't. Netflix kind of upfronted the money, and Sony was just the animated studio behind it. So there's little back end deals like that, but I think this is awesome. It just goes to show that you never know what's going to be successful. Number one. Number two, sometimes having theatrical releases for films, especially great animated films like this one, they're probably beneficial for studios. So hopefully Netflix kind of leans more towards theatrical releases going forward, because I do think while they don't have all the greatest movies, I do think they benefit from a theatrical release if they end up doing so. Hopefully we'll end up seeing that with like the Knives Out movie. We're gonna see it with Frankenstein, but sadly, these are limited releases. I would like to see them do maybe a month release, a 30-day window, 45-day window, but we'll have to wait up seeing what ends up happening. But I think congratulations to K-pop Hunters for all the success, for the charting of the music, and now getting sing-along releases in theaters. It's probably gonna make about $10 million just this weekend alone, and they'll probably be doing other sing-along events and releasing it in other aspects, concerts and stuff like that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Did you enjoy K-pop Demon Hunter, and will you be attending some of these sing-along? And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Truly Odd Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. And always, guys, remember, stay true, be odd.